Hello, beautifuls. It's a glorious day on this Sunday. I'm out here in the elements out here this Sunday in February. Still Valentine's Day weekend, and I'm out here enjoying the weather while I can. You guys, I had a conversation last night, and basically the person was saying to me that they, felt like they were in an uphill battle, that they were doing all these things, and it didn't seem like that they could get a break. Like it was always something else that they had to do, and they felt like they really hadn't been ever at an advantage, that they've always had to work hard, that they've always had to do certain things, do this themselves and do that themselves, and just basically they were just talking about being battle fatigued. They just felt like they were doing all of these things and they were just having some battle fatigue. And I can relate to that. I can relate to seeming like you do one thing and then there's another. You solve this problem and then there's another, and then it seems like you're always in a battle, you're always in a fight. And it reminded me again of the story of the woman at the well. You guys know we've been talking about her this weekend, and I call her my sassy Samaritan. And I was thinking about that, and I was rereading that story this morning. She had that date with Destiny, encountering Jesus at the well, and he basically read her mail and told her about herself. And they had this conversation, and in the conversation, some things occurred that Jesus told her about herself. And we know this because the Bible says that she said, "He's told me all that I've ever done, all that I've ever done." Now, while that sticks out to me and why that's significant is because what that revealed to me is that God saw her. Nothing was ignored. She wasn't by herself. God saw all of the things that she had done. And it wasn't a condemnation type of thing, or a God, Jesus was telling her about her sin, or oh, you had all these guys, you've been married to all these guys, and not a guy you married with, you're shacking up with. No, it was more of, this happened, this was your reaction. This occurred, this was your reaction, and it was done in love. And we know this. We don't know everything that he said to her, and realistically, it's none of our business what he said to her. That's between her and Jesus. But we know that it has such an effect on her that she dropped what she was doing. She dropped her water pot. She ran and she told the men in her village, "Hey, come check this guy out. I think that he's the Messiah. I really do." And what's interesting is that while she was going to do all this, the disciples were, looking at Jesus. Well, they had been on their fast food run, so they were coming in on the scene, and they really didn't know what the heck Jesus was doing. But Jesus always has a purpose on what he's doing. So she ran, she told these guys, they came back and they listened to him, and they were so impressed that they asked Jesus to stay a little while, which was interesting for Samaritans and Jews at that time, that they said, "Master, can you stay with us?" And he said, "All right, I'm going to stay. I got things to do. I'm going to stay with you 2 days." And also, it's interesting that at that time, Jesus did no miracles. He did no miracles. He didn't do anything miraculous. All he did was speak. And they believed. They believed. They believed initially on this woman's testimony, and then they believed because they heard for themselves. This is why it's important for us to hear the word of the Lord for ourselves. Hear testimonies is great, but we also need to hear the word of the Lord for ourselves. And so I love this story. This whole chapter in John, John chapter 4, that's what it is, starting at verse 4. It's just a gem. The whole chapter is a gem, but I love it because it tells me that Jesus does what he said he's going to do. He's going to come, he's going to preach the good news to the poor. He's going to recover the sight of the blind. He's going to come and heal the brokenhearted. And we see this with this woman, that she was healed of her broken heart, of all the things that had gone on in her past. She was healed by that with her conversation with Jesus. That heavy burden on her back and that difficult yoke on her neck was released at that time in her encounter with Jesus. So I want to encourage you guys that the things that you are doing now, it's not for naught. God sees everything. All is laid bare. He sees everything that you're doing. So if you're feeling battle fatigued right now, and you're feeling like, dang, every time I get over one hump, there's another. Every time I do this, something else pops up. If you're feeling that way, let's take a break. Let's take a breath and take that burden off. Take the burden off, take the yoke off, and throw it at the feet of Jesus. And also know when to ask for help. A lot of times we also don't know when to ask for help, and we don't know when to be vulnerable. So I'm praying that for you guys right now. I'm praying that you will learn how to take that heavy yoke off, how to take that heavy burden off, and allow Jesus to heal those parts of your heart that are broken, that are breaking because you're feeling battle fatigued. Okay, you guys, we're still in the month of February, the month of love. This is the Valentine's weekend, and I wanted to cap off Valentine's weekend with some song suggestions for you guys. And I want to apologize that the list is long, but I feel like I just had to give these song suggestions to you guys. So we have The Closer I Get to You by Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway. Definitely go back, revisit that song. It's a great song. We also have Reaching for the Sky by Peabo Bryson. Definitely go back, revisit that song by Peabo Bryson. Always and Forever by Heatwave. You guys, it's interesting that my kids always get on me about liking British artists and whatnot, but you guys know that Heatwave and this song was written by Rod Templeton, who is from England. So I dare to say that my love for the English didn't start with Depeche Mode. The seeds were planted long ago. So you have Always and Forever by Heatwave, and listen to the extended version. Don't listen to the radio cut. Listen to the extended version. Sing the song, hit all the highs and the lows and the falsettos, and hold your breath and hit that note. Do all that stuff. So that's Always and Forever. Also, You're My Latest and Greatest Inspiration by Teddy Pendergrass. Go back, revisit that song. And Our Love by Natalie Cole. I want to just take a quick break and just let you guys know that one of my earliest remembrance of seeing a concert was my parents taking me and my brother to go see Natalie Cole and Peaches and Herb when we were young. Another memory is of Rick James, but I remember seeing Natalie Cole and Peaches and Herb in Detroit. So go and revisit Our Love. Now, you guys, I'm giving you these song suggestions because these are songs that I like to sing to the Lord. So again, we have Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway with The Closer I Get to You. We have Reaching for the Sky by Peabo Bryson. We have Always and Forever by Heatwave. We have Latest and Greatest by Teddy Pendergrass. And we have Our Love by Natalie Cole. You guys, so sad that she's no longer with us because she was a staple in our home. My mother listened to her music all the time. But I'm going to post these songs on my Instagram. You guys, if you want to hear these songs, I'm going to post it with a little cute picture of me loving on you, because that's what I want to do. And I want to tell you that if nobody has told you today or in a while that you are loved, I'm telling you that I love you. And I am here trying to make your life and my life better and brighter. Okay, to the pip. Remember, no more battle fatigue.